Hey guys, this review is a little late, but I wanted to give you guys my review for Secret Invasion Episode 2. Full spoilers in this review, just so you guys know. We're going to talk about all the nitty gritty here. So this episode picks up right where the last one left off, and this is your last thing. Spoiler warning, okay? If you've not seen Episode 1, this is your spoiler warning. In 3, 2, 1, we're going to start talking about spoilers. So Maria Hill died at the end of last episode, and it was shocking for everyone. And this episode we pick up immediately after, where, you know, we're back at the scene, things are heating up, things are getting bad, the Skrull plan is still happening, we're getting some really interesting stuff with the Skrull leader is now in politics, now the other Skrulls have, and leadership of the planet has given the main Skrull, basically, the son of the one Skrull is now basically given access to being a general for this Skrull invasion war that's going on, which, one thing I'll say is, and people can watch these episodes whenever they want, but for episodes, when you watch these episodes, and with Disney Plus when they drop right at 2 a.m. where everyone wants to watch them, watching these episodes at 2 a.m. is exhausting, more than any other show. Like, Andor was slow, and it was hard to watch sometimes, but Andor at least turned out to be a good show, where this is, I don't even know if, like, I can't necessarily say this show is bad. Like, I don't hate this show, I don't think these episodes are horribly written, I don't think they've made some questionable choices, but they're not horrible. It's not She-Hulk bad, it's not Ms. Marvel bad, but it's just, I don't know, it needs to be a little bit more interesting. And one of my biggest issues is once again, they're dragging the politics into superhero stories. I don't care about politics when I'm watching superhero content. Unless it's relevant, if we're doing Green Arrow and Green Arrow's running for mayor, that's one thing. But I don't need to know that Rhodey, I know from the Iron Man movies that Rhodey works for the government. They need to stop pleasing the general audience and be like, oh, we have to explain that Rhodey works for the military and he works for the government and he works for the president. We don't need to do this. We don't. It's not needed. It's not necessary. And why do you have Rhodey in a Secret Invasion show, but we're not seeing him as War Machine fighting back against the Skrulls? And Nick Fury and him are on opposite sides. They fire Nick Fury in this episode. There's a funny bit between Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn, where Nick Fury pretty much is telling him about how hard times were and the racism and with the trains and everything, and then he's like, it made me chuckle a little bit when he said, I think he called him, you've been holding out on me, you reptilian half-assed brain, like that was it was a pretty funny bit, and Samuel Jackson's performance in this episode is good, but this episode, like, so the one thing this show has going for it is that it has the element of, okay, let's do this thing where, okay, who's a Skrull? Who's not a Skrull? What, like, it has that intrigue factor, but unfortunately, they're making characters that we don't care about Skrulls. Like in the first episode, they did the whole thing where Martin Freeman's character, Ross, not the other General Ross, but like the Ross from Black Panther, played by the actor that played young Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit. He was a Skrull, and I was like, oh, shocker! But these are side characters. If you're gonna do a Secret Invasion show, show me like a variant of, show me like Iron Man's been a Skrull for the entire time, or show me Captain America's been a Skrull for the entire time. That's how you shock someone. Or Black Widow didn't die, she's been captured, and it was the Skrull that died in Endgame. Like, that's the stuff you do from a storytelling perspective. Like, there's action scenes in this episode, but it's boring. It's gunplay and shooting, and like Samuel Jackson gives a good performance, but for a show that was supposed to be Winter Soldier level action heavy, and it is darker than some of the other shows, I don't love this story so far. If I had to give Secret Invasion Episode 2 a rating, and then the ending with Nick Fury having a wife, and all of a sudden it's a Skrull, it's like they were hiding the whole thing with Hawkeye having a family back in Age of Ultron. It's been done before. And that's how I feel about Marvel nowadays. It's like, everything they do nowadays is like, nothing feels fresh, nothing feels new. It all feels, I've seen that before, but better done, somewhere else. So it just is really disappointing for me. So unfortunately, I'm going to give Episode 2 of Secret Invasion a 5 out of 10. It's not a 1 or a 2, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen on television, but it's very forgettable and very average. And it's sad. I hope Episode 3 does make me a little bit more happy, but I'm just not in a good place with Marvel right now, guys. I'm not. I love Across the Spider-Verse. I thought the Spider-Man stuff is really good right now, but Marvel, the MCU, it's failing for me. It's not making me happy. It's not satisfying my needs, and I have to be critical and hold accountability here. So anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought about Secret Invasion Episode 2 in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. Have a great day. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video.